show are going to be like, what is going on? This is not a normal Net at Night.
It's not, and if you're watching it, you know exactly what's going on. Look,
So,
see, I just
Justine.
look at
How
this.
are you?
Hi.
These
Hey,
are the most
guys.
gorgeous women in
I think that you could probably
podcasting.
take that.
Well, look at this.
And I just want everybody to feel at home, to feel very
I
jealous.
feel like we're in like a blonde ambition movie
Yes.
or something.
I'm just going to sit over
Blondes,
here.
we gotta stick together.
What's up?
But no, I think all three of you are doing something very interesting, which is, although you're obviously attractive women, you're trying to do something. And there's Molly Lynn. Hi, Molly.
Hi.
So now we got everybody.
You guys squeeze in a little bit just so the camera can
Yeah,
see everybody.
squeeze in a little
I
bit.
know how to get our ratings up.
Shrink too. I'm not very
No, but
tall.
what I want to say is that while you see a lot of people like on the internet and beautiful women on the internet, and there's Callie Lewis, I'd add to this, and Veronica, in every respect, these guys are real creators and smart people who are really doing something exciting and neat. And so I don't think, while people like Playboy do focus on your looks, I think that's really too bad. And I think that's kind of not doing you justice
You
for
know,
what
the
you do.
nice thing is that in the chat room, people aren't focusing on our looks at all, and I feel much
Oh,
more
please.
confident about the show.
Oh,
I
please.
mean,
Don't read the
this
chat
Weekend
room.
Lawns is a great idea for a
Twib.
program.
Shoe on head. Shoe on head.
I like that. I really like that. Wow, this has been the best
is
moment of
crazy.
my entire life.
Leo.
Spoiled brat. Spoiled.
No, I just think it's great to see all of you guys here. This is one of the fun things about Podcast Expo, and you all are doing in your own unique ways, very creative, interesting. What are you doing now, Molly?
I'm doing the Women of Warcraft video podcast, womenofwarcraft.tv.
So
Go check
you've
it
always
out.
been doing that. So that's your real
Yep.
focus. That's
Yep,
great.
yep,
That's
yep,
really
yep.
great. I love that.
You know what would be really cool? Because I mean, everybody here obviously has a decent amount of experience in the whole video podcasting and blogging world. It'd be awesome just to go down the line and maybe give one tip for people who are new to the whole video
Besides
blogging
dyeing your hair
industry.
blonde.
Yeah. Going blonde is way too easy. That's
I'm
the
thinking
to
about
follow.
it. I don't know. It's not quite me.
It's okay. You can dye your hair blonde if you want to.
Colleen,
I
you
like
want to dye your hair
brunettes.
blonde?
You can just always wear
No.
a wig, so you can just, take it back off.
She's cool.
One tip I would say, if you're doing video blogging, we're doing video blogging tips. Change the action every 30 seconds so people stay interested.
Keep some beats in
yeah,
there.
keep the flow going.
Molly Lynn.
Don't just have a
we
one
should get Lisa
monotone
Bettany over here too. For
picture.
one brunette.
I think one good tip would be focus on audio, because that's very important. If you have crappy audio,
I hear you say that. That's interesting.
Nobody's going to want to watch. It's frustrating.
Right. That's really important.
That's a great tip.
Oh, and get a flip video, because I love those things.
Oh, I love them.
Me too.
They are
Get a
awesome.
flip video.
Because you know what? Okay, the flip video, nobody thinks that it's a camera, so you can get away with anything.
This is Justine
It's
talking for those
amazing.
listening.
I
at
saw
home.
you with Jack Black when he
Yes.
was like, "Did you just flip me? Are you flipping me?" That was
Amazing.
awesome.
Lisa Bettany from
Hello.
Mostly Lisa. What is your one tip for people
Okay,
at home?
I'm not doing this for the chat room, but come a little closer. Just because, just so the
If my
video
wife's
camera
watching,
can see
honey, I
everyone.
have nothing to do with this. I'm
What
just gonna
happens
sit
in
over
Vegas
here.
stays in Vegas.
Oh no.
Oh,
I had one of these warm and it wasn't so good.
What?
Warm?
They're not good ones.
Don't have a warm one. No, have cold brain
These are
tonic.
these are cold.
Brain tonic's going to pay
Yeah,
double
Veronica
for this
was
particular
telling me
mention.
about this. She said it's that I need to try it.
Get that soda pop out of the way.
It's quite good. It has no caffeine in
It's
it.
a brain
I don't know
tonic
if I can
moment.
do this one-handed.
No
Here you go,
caffeine,
girl.
no
I'll help you out.
guarana.
Help me out, Justine.
The paparazzi are coming over. Yeah, come on, guys.
Someone just called us clearly
Minnow.
cheerleaders.
I would say make your videos short, because then more people will watch them and pass it on to their friends.
How long is Pop 17 typically?
2 minutes.
2 minutes.
Wow. Well,
I
the
like
live
even
shows
one
are
and a
long.
half.
1.5, says
Yeah.
Lisa Bettany.
Short and very edited.
What's the longest, Justine, what's the longest one you ever did?
Probably a 45-minute video of me shopping for slippers. Don't watch it. It was terrible.
That sounds pretty dull, actually.
It's horrible.
But you were experimenting with the medium.
I think it was just there, so I just put it online. I mean, people sort of watched it, but I mean, honestly, keep it short, sweet. And even Gary, he said that even non-edited content, just talk.
Yeah, now that's a
be
good
real.
question for all of you, because Gary, at his keynote yesterday, Gary Vaynerchuk, he doesn't like to edit. He's lazy. He's like me. He wants to do it in one take, put it out, that's it. And there is an advantage to that, which is there's an energy that only live one take will give you.
I think it
But
depends on,
do
like, the
any of
video
you do
too,
anything
though.
live? I don't think so.
No, I like highly edited
Lisa
content.
Bettany likes it edited.
I like to script it and just give exactly what I want.
If
Yeah.
you ever work with Leo, you'll get used to not having any scripts. That's all I have to say.
Even if you have a script, throw it out. How about you, Molly? Do you work live ever?
Sometimes.
You
I
came
haven't
up and did the
recently.
lab. How was that? Was that
That
nerve-wracking?
was really fun. That was
Yeah.
interesting.
It is fun, isn't it?
Yeah, especially the cold opens.
Yeah, you were very good at it too.
It was good
I
times.
think it really depends on your content too. I mean, the biggest thing is I think if you're going to do a show that's a little bit bit longer, if you have good content, I think people will watch. But if you feel as though you're running out of content after 2 or 3 minutes, then it's time to kind of cut off the cameras.
How about you, Sarah? Do you do anything live, or is everything? You did start live. You were live streaming, weren't you?
Yeah,
How was
so
the
I
difference
started.
between what you do now and before? What, in your mind, how does it feel? How is it different?
So before I was just sort of figuring it all out, and I didn't have any idea about bad content. Like, I think I started off putting out a lot
So
of
you didn't
bad
know what to cut out.
content. Yeah, it was
Yeah.
just so much bad content that I was surprised to make people wanted to watch. But now I focus on the content, and I make sure that whenever I turn on the camera, I have some news and something to report. Because if there's not
But
good
doesn't anyone
content,
feel
it's
like
bad.
they're overstaying their welcome with a long video? I mean, I feel
I do all the time because everything I do goes on and on and
I
on.
think you're talking to the wrong
I do the longest stuff. I mean,
Justine.
Well, no, I mean, I think if you actually have something to say, someone's going to listen to it. Like Gary, he can ramble 20 minutes, but he knows what he's talking about. He's passionate about it. People want to hear that. So, I mean, if you're just like, yo, what's up? Got this drink here.
I think you just
Nobody wants that.
I think you just have to know your audience. Who are you talking to? They don't want to hear about, a bunch of tech guys don't want to hear about shoe shopping, but a bunch of, Valley girls are gonna, not be interested in.
Chris Perillo will sit or
Coding
there and be
PHP.
hundreds of people will be sitting watching him type. I mean, there is a market for
Yeah, no, there's a market. People, I mean, just last week I had 800 people watching me on Justin TV do absolutely nothing. And I didn't know why there were so many people. I think it was just a
because
time
they're
of the
hoping
day.
you're going to take off your clothes.
Yeah, I think it's that.
That's
And if you look
true.
in the chat, it's pretty gross. Some of the
Wait,
comments.
I don't know anything about that, do you?
But
Well, another thing too is it's not necessarily about the content of what's going on. It's about bringing people together. Like I know a lot of the
Community.
times when I was live streaming, actually a huge amount of my original people from Justin.tv are sitting over at that table right now, and they all came here, and it's like we're meeting in real life
Isn't
for
that
the first
nice?
time. It's amazing.
Yeah.
And it's about bringing these people together, having conversations, not necessarily about the person sitting there. It's about
To me,
them
that's the
conversing.
reward of it. And I think it's the risk when you're as attractive as all of you are that people will start objectifying you and not think of you as a person. And if that happens, you lose out on the real juice of it, which is the real life relationship that you have with your fans. And what I hate is, and it's unfortunate, it happens in the chat rooms, and I'm sure you guys, I don't know.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm going to ask you how you deal with that. But unfortunately, that does happen. But you're able to cut through that and able to find real
Yeah, but
people and have a real.
honestly, I mean, do you remember when we were younger, we would go in those chat rooms, hey, what's up? Like, we were those people being stupid and crazy. And then you realize when you're on the other side of that, how it affects you.
Yeah.
So it completely changes your mindset. But I mean, I don't know, I mean, how do you guys deal with it? I just usually have very good operators and mods
Get 'em-
that just,
get 'em to
they
ban 'em
take
and-
care of it.
I
So-
think part of it also is that a lot of people in the chat room aren't used to the notion that the person on camera can see what they're saying. It's the same thing, when you're at home yelling at the TV. The TV doesn't know, right?
Yeah.
And they forget, oh, that's a real person.
I think unfortunately for most women who get into video blogging or video podcasting, from day one during the initial stages, you have to put up with that crap for a while until you prove yourself, and then you gain respect. It's not as though you come into the industry with any respect at all, unfortunately. But you can gain respect, and you can be careful about your career, and I think eventually have a lot of people who respect your opinion.
I think too, it's a matter of choosing to be the smart, do-it-yourself girl, rather than step into that
Don't be the
mode
bimbo.
of I'm just,
Yeah.
I'm pretty, I'm in front of the camera, whatever, I'm a bimbo, but choosing to be smart and
Yes.
creative and
I agree,
putting yourself
yeah.
out there.
I think you have to really be careful with your content. I mean, I've done videos where I've been wearing a bikini and then I'll get that kind of feedback. But then, I'll always bring it back and do something really smart or talk about photography, and that's sort of where I want to go. I'd rather be respected than be like,
Hey, the traffic on your website just went way up mostly, Lisa.
But see, that's the problem, is that you do get this immediate reward when you do wear the bikini. It does drive traffic. So and this is true in Hollywood. I mean, I know a lot of people who went to LA and they want to say more cleavage. I remember this on the screensavers, and because it does drive up ratings. Is it a constant battle for you to push back on that? How about you, Amber? I mean, you in mainstream
I
media,
just don't
you
do it. I mean, I really honestly don't. I wear.
They
as
told
many
you to do
clothes
your
as
hair a
possible.
certain way,
Yeah, Because quite frankly, in 10 years, I don't want to look back